Good morning students. Now in this lecture we start GUI based operating system. In the last lecture we learn the command line based operating systems as a Unix and DOS operating system. Now we learn GUI based operating systems. Windows operating system and the Linux operating system are the most popular GUI based operating systems present in our market. First we will see what is a graphical user interface. GUI stands for graphical user interface. First we will see the introduction for the graphical user interface operating system. Modern operating systems are graphical user interfaces are incorporated into nearly very interactive applications such as ATMs, self-service checkouts, airline self-ticketing, check-in, video games, smartphones, desktops. All these applications have its own user interface. Nowadays, the graphical user interfaces are mostly used. Some popular modern graphical user interface examples include Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, Ubuntu, etc. Ubuntu is the one of the version of the Linux operating system. These are the most popular operating system which having the graphical user interfaces. Nowadays, graphical user interfaces systems are mainly used because they are more friendly, they are more user friendly than the command line based interfaces, and they provides very interactive applications. Next we will see what are the advantages of graphical user interfaces. The advantage of graphical user interface is a stark improvement in usability for the average person. Means, consider a person who has no or little bit knowledge about a computer system. Then that user does not remember all the commands. That person does not use the command line based operating system. But the operating system having some of the interface, then that particular user trying to use that particular user interface by clicking, by dragging, by doing some operation, that user learn how to use that particular application. This is the main advantage of the graphical user interface. Because of the several commands used in command line interface, it is not easy for every user to remember or to memorize that commands and then apply. This is not possible in the all cases of the users, but GUI based operating systems provides the interface which is user friendly. The features of graphical user interface leverage familiar metaphors such as drag and drop for a transferring file and use familiar icons such as a trash bin for deleted files, creating an environment in which computer operations are intuitive and easily mastered with any prior practice or knowledge of computer machinery or language. Means graphical user interface operating system provides a lot of the features, For example, by using the drag and drop facility of the GUI based operating system, we can transfer the file from the one location to the another location. Another one, the graphical user operating system uses the different icons by viewing that icons we can easily understand the what that particular application actually do. Such as, for example, if we see the trash bin, then we imagine that trash bin is used for storing the deleted files. So the graphical user interface is very user friendly. There are different types of operating systems which provides the graphical user interface, but now in your syllabus there are two operating systems for the study. First one is the Windows operating system. Here in this diagram I show the Windows NT architecture. See the diagram. The architecture of Windows NT, a line of operating system produced and sold by the Microsoft, is a layered design that consists of two main components, that is user mode and kernel mode. This is the user mode and this one is the kernel mode. Means Windows NT is the one of the version of Windows operating system which having the two main components, user mode and kernel mode. In the user mode, different user applications were executed, and while in kernel mode, the memory management, resource management, the tasks performed by the operating systems are stored. First we will see what is the kernel mode and what is the user mode. User mode. User mode is made up of various system defined processes and DLL. This user mode defines or made up of system defined DLL and processes. This interface between the user mode applications and the operating system kernel functions called as environment subsystem. The user mode interface provides the interface between the user applications and the kernel mode. Then next one is the kernel mode. Let us see what is the kernel mode. Kernel mode, Windows NT kernel mode has full access to the hardware and system resources of the computer and runs the code in a protected memory area. It also controls access to the scheduling, thread prioritization, memory management and interaction with the hardware. Means Windows NT kernel, like our heart, like in our body, how the our heart is important, in that way in any operating system kernel is an important. How in our physical body heart is our main component, that same way in a operating system kernel is the one of the most important component is there. But in Windows NT, kernel mode has a full access, that having the full access to the hardware connected with the particular computer system and the programs or the applications which are running in the memory area. The Windows NT having the full control on these two things. One is the hardware and second one is the code running in the memory area. It also controls the process scheduling, thread prioritization, memory management tasks. Next, we will see what is an exclusive part. The Windows exclusive services made up of low level kernel mode protection and contained in the file anti-OS kernel.exe. The exclusive part contains the file anti-OS.exe. It deals with I/O, object management, security and process management. This file anti-OS kernel.exe, this file is responsible for input output management and security and process management. This is exclusive part is subdivided into several subsystems, means in IO management, IO manager, security reference monitor, IPC, interprocess communication manager, virtual memory manager, process manager, PNP manager, process power manager, Windows manager and GTI. This way, exclusive services are divided into these sub-components and each component performs its defined task. Means this IO manager performs or it controls all the input output objects or input output devices required for the operating system for executing the program. Next one is the kernel mode drivers. Kernel mode drivers provides the interface between the hardware abstraction level, that is HAL, and the exclusive services provided by the operating system. And these device drivers to enable it to interact with hardware devices. And each device drivers has well defined system routines. Then next one is the hardware abstraction layer, that is HAL. The Windows NT hardware abstraction layer or HAL is a layer between the physical hardware component of the computer and the rest of the operating system. The hardware abstraction layer is the main component that provides the interface between the actual hardware is used by the computer system and our operating system. And the hardware abstraction layer includes hardware specific code that controls input output operation. And here is the operating system's main kernel, and this kernel also interfaces with the process manager. Then next we will see the next operating system, next GUI based operating system as a Linux. As in the practical session, we install the Ubuntu Linux operating system in our lab and we apply the different commands on that particular operating system. On that time, you know what is actual Linux operating system is there. First, we will see what is the Linux operating system is. Linux is one of popular version of Unix operating system. Linux is one version of Unix operating system. It is open source as its source code is freely available. Linux is an open source operating system, means its source code is freely available and it is also free to use. Linux was designed considering Unix compatibility. Its functionality list is Unix similar to that of Unix. The Linux having the same functionality as like a Unix operating system. There are three basic components of the Linux operating system. First one is the kernel. What is the kernel? As I tell earlier, like our heart in our physical body, the kernel is also the important component in our operating system. Kernel is the core part of the Linux and it is responsible for all major activities of this operating system. It consists of various modules and it interacts directly with underlying hardware, and kernel provides the required abstraction to hide low level hardware details to the system or the application program. The kernel is the main important component of the Linux operating system, which manages the number of important tasks like resource management, memory management, etc. And also the kernel hides the lower level details of the hardware from the operating system and the application programs. This is the kernel. Next important component of the Linux is system library. System library are special functions or programs using which application programs or system utilities access kernel's features. These libraries implement most of the functionalities of the operating system and do not require kernel modules code access rights. System library consists of number of special functions or the number of programs using that particular programs and functions. The in application programs uses the kernel features. And the last part is the system utility. In system utility, programs are responsible to specialize the individual level tasks. System utilities are the special programs and that are used for implementing individual level users tasks. These are the three main components of the Linux operating system. First one is the kernel, second one is the system library, and last one is the system utility. Here in this figure, the architecture of the Linux operating system is shown. Here is an hardware part. In that hardware part, number of I/O devices are there, number of hardware devices, hardware objects are there. Next, in Linux operating system, there are three main components: system libraries, which consist of number of features or the functions used for implementing the applications in the kernel. Next, kernel is the one of the main important component of the operating system, which handles the special functions, and next one is the kernel modules. And here are the system softwares, user processes, user utilities and compilers. These are the components used for or required for executing the user applications. What are the basic features of Linux operating system? Means Linux, there are different features provided by the Linux operating systems. First one is the portable. Portable means what? Portability means software can work on different types of hardware in the same way. Means Linux operating system application programs support all kind of hardware platform. Means if you are done any C program in Linux or any project application in Linux, then that application can be run on any other platform. Next, Linux is open source, means Linux source code is freely available. So it is called as open source operating system. Next, Linux supports the multi-user facility. Means here multiple users can access the system resources, same system resources at a same time. But in Linux, for multi-user facility, security is also provided. Here user authentication is done for every user. Next, Linux also provides the multi-programming facility, means multiple programs can be run at the same time. Next, Linux provides hierarchical file system. Linux follows the directory structure for storing the different files, and / is the root directory for the Linux operating system. Linux also supports the shell programming. Means here in Linux we can execute different commands also, and by using that commands user performs any operation in the Linux operating system. And last, the Linux operating system provides the user security and authentication facility to the user. Means for every user in the Linux operating system provides the authentication mechanism for each and every user, and also the Linux operating system encrypts the file. These are the basic features of the Linux operating system. Next, we will see the basic architecture of the Unix operating system. It follows the same architecture like a Unix operating system. In that architecture, Linux consists of these layers, these all layers. In that, first one is the hardware layer. The hardware layer consists of all peripheral devices, RAM, hard disk, CPU, etc. In this layer, there is a core hardware part. In that particular hardware part, there consists of RAM, hard disk, CPU, etc. Then next one is the kernel. Kernel is the core component of the Linux operating system, which interacts directly with the hardware. Kernel directly interacts with the hardware and provides low level services to the higher level. Kernel provides directly interact with the hardware and it provides the services to the applications. Then next layer is the shell. Shell is an interface to the kernel. Shell provides the interface to the kernel, hiding complexity of kernel's function from the user, and the shell takes the command from the user and executes kernel functions. Mean in shell layer, the shell takes the commands, different commands from the user and executes in the kernel. And last layer is for the different utilities. In the last layer, different utilities are there, and that utility programs that provides the user most of the functionalities of an operating system. Means utility programs that provides the user most of the functionalities of the operating system. These utilities provides the basic functionality to the operating systems, and users can access these utilities from the operating systems. Here are the different users who accesses the Linux operating systems utilities. Here are the different applications or the utilities are there. Means user 1 access the utility as different applications installed on that particular operating system. User 2 access the VI utility. VI utility provides the editor. On that editor, user 2 can apply different commands. Here user N access the utility as a.out. A.out provides the execution facility to the user. This way the Linux operating system follows the layered structure. In that layer, in first layer there is an hardware which consists of computer hardware as a CPU, keyboard, memory, etc. Next, in next layer there is an kernel. Kernel directly interface with the hardware. Then shell accepts the different commands from the user and executes in the kernel area. And last one, there is an utilities. Utilities are mainly handled by the number of users. This is all about Linux operating system. Okay, thank you.